Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and kind of a relatively big update video for today's episode. So, two big things are going to be talked about in today's episode. As you can see on screen, we have a new card. Honestly, I had absolutely no idea, nor did pretty much anyone other than Red Links people knew that this card was coming. I'll give my opinions on the card. I'll even try a deck that I built specifically with this card to try out, just for kind of fun in some friendly battles. I may do at least 2 friendly battles at the end of this episode. But we got some big updates on Team Wars. Team Wars is finally going to be coming soon to South Park Phone Destroyer. This is something that the team at Red Links has talked about for a long time, months and months now. We now have lots of information on Team Wars. We're going to get into all the in-depth information that I have on Team Wars. That will come up. But this is the new card. Again, it is the alien drone for the sci-fi theme. It is a 4 energy cost fighter epic card and 100 base health, 35 base damage. It is a flying unit with a war cry that summons 1 robot vacuum, or at least a robot vacuum. So of course it is a fighter unit, so therefore being a fighter card, it can't have any range of any kind. But honestly, just based on the base stats of this is probably the most disappointing new card I've ever seen that Red Links has come up with, in all reality. The biggest problem that I have for sci-fi as a theme and as a whole is the fact that it doesn't have a direct cancel card. I thought that when I first saw an image of this, when I first opened it up, before I even read anything about it, I was like, man, this kind of looks like this could be some kind of cancel. As in the drone picks up a unit, takes it out, like kind of, sucks it up in the middle there, whatever you want to call it, and then takes it off the field. So it's a cancel card, right? Which is something that had been actually mentioned multiple times by different fans in some of the live streams that Red Links does, the developer streams. I've seen many people say that sci-fi needs a direct cancel where they have something like an alien abduction kind of thing where they take the units off the field and then cancel them out for the sci-fi theme. So in all honesty, this is what I thought this was. I really did, before reading it, when I just saw the image of it, of just the card itself. But it's not that way. So it basically is a flying unit with little to no health or damage right now, and basically does only summons 1 vacuum, similar to what the 6 element Randy does. Which, by the way, I did get 6 element Randy to level 2 finally, so I'm pretty excited about that. But until I'm actually going to I'm not going to use him in any decks in all reality until he hits level 3, because at level 2, I don't think he's strong enough to be viable right now in the current meta. But this is the 6 element Randy that I have to level 2. But yeah, so let's just compare Imp Tweak. Imp Tweak has a range of 1. So this is the exact same range, so they're just going to be a melee unit up in your face, smacking you around, is Alien Drone. But the base stats, at least, and I don't even have enough upgrade materials to upgrade this thing. And in all honesty, I don't even know if I want to. So there is some packs that you can get them. You can get them guaranteed you can get it as a guaranteed drop at the end of the event, because there is a weekend event currently going on. But there is an offer pack. If you have any interest in buying this, you have a chance that you get 6 guaranteed epics, 12 guaranteed rares, a 30% chance at a legendary. For 2,500 cash, you get 50 upgrade items, so I assume it would be 20 bronze, 20 silver, and 10 gold materials with 50 cards. And you look at 18 of those 50 cards, or at least rare or epic rarity, and a 30% chance at legendary. I don't think this pack's worth buying, and you get 20 of them, by the way. But maybe we'll see in the developer update live stream. Hopefully that happens today. I think that they had originally said they were going to do a live stream today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not coming. Because if there was, we would love to see this at level 4, level 5 stats. Because epic cards, to be viable in this current meta, need to be 4 or 5. So a level 1 epic isn't going to do anything. And at 4 energy cost, the energy cost seems like it could be okay. Maybe it needs to go down to 3. I don't know. I don't know how valuable this is. Plus, can you summon more than 1 vacuum? If you can summon more than 1 vacuum, that could be game changing. But if it only does 1 no matter what for the Warcry, I don't think this unit's going to be anything, and this could be the worst unit that they've ever made. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. But let's just quickly talk about Team Wars, and then we'll do a couple of matches with the alien drone and check them out in some friendly battles, see if it's even worth using. Alright guys, so here's the information that we have on Team Wars for you in this episode. So Team Wars is a brand new event that will run every week and is broken down into 3 different phases. The first phase is the voting phase, which will take place on Monday and Tuesday of each week. So previously we didn't really have much to do on Monday, being that it was right after the weekend event started and right before the 24-hour event. So now we at least have something to do on Mondays now, which will be, I guess, voting. So apparently there are going to be 24 cards total that will cycle week to week through this event, which has been discussed by It's Just Buck and Badger on the live stream and stuff like that. So the start of each team week will you'll be given 12 pairs of cards you'll need to vote on as a team. It's important to discuss what cards you want to use as a team, as during the battle days, everyone on your team will be using the deck your team has chosen. This phase of the team war requires you to actually go and vote on each card that you'd like to use. In the case that two cards get the same amount of votes, the team leader will be the tiebreaker. If your team does not vote on a full deck before the voting day ends, your team will not be able to participate in the war for the rest of the week. Make sure you get your votes in. So that's some key information to take into account. So be part of a team. Number one is the big step here for this Team Wars to even be involved in it. It doesn't look like your new kid needs to be a specific level to be involved in the Team War. You just have to be in a team specifically. And it looks like being part of a good team is going to be most important for you. One that communicates well, whether they talk online or Discord or something like that. There are a lot of teams now that have separate chat systems for this game, for their Phone Destroyer team, that it makes it easier to communicate, easier to be involved in. And of course, having an active team leader looks to be important as well, as the team leader will be the deciding vote in certain cards for your deck suggestion and build and stuff like that. Once your team has progressed into the upgrade days, you'll need to gather some bottle caps, which is a new type of upgrade token used for current week's war. You can earn bottle caps from your first 3 PvP packs for each upgrade, meaning that you can earn a total of 3 PvP packs with your bottle caps in them. The amount of bottle caps each player earns is dependent on several different things, such as your rank in PvP and your team's current league. So right now we don't have leagues established when the Team Wars goes live, which again, this isn't going live till mid-January. So it's going to be about a month from this video before Team Wars becomes active within the actual game. And it will start again, of course, on a Monday. So the bottle cap system, so when leagues are established, which we don't know what leagues there are, I assume there'll be different tiers of leagues, such as possibly like bronze, silver, gold, and maybe a platinum tier, and maybe something even beyond there, like an elite tier or something like that. We don't really know yet. Redlinks is not giving us that information, whether it is because they don't know that information yet, or they just don't want to give us all the information right now on Team Wars before it goes live here. Because again, we got about a month or so before this sucker is going to go live anyways. So that will be information. I will bring that to you guys when I have it on Team Wars as far as the tier structuring system. Now, it's important to note that all cards will start at friendly fight or tournament level. So friendly fight or tournament level, if you guys aren't aware, is all your common cards are at level 4, base level 4. So the first rank up of level 4. Rares are base level 3, epics are base level 2, and legendaries are base or level 1. All players will be able to use the selected cards at those levels, even if you don't actually own the card. So that is a key thing to take into consideration. So you might get a card or get the opportunity to play a card in your deck build that you don't normally have. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to try the card out, see if it's worth upgrading, and or you could see that card at a higher level than you may have initially. So maybe you have, say, Bounty Hunter Kyle at level 2, but you'd love to see him at level 3 or level 4, which we'll get into that here in a second as far as with the level 4 incident. But you'll at least get him at level 3, so you'll get to see him at a higher level tier, see if he's even worth using, for instance, and see if it's something that you're going to want to put your materials into and hopefully get those cards unlocked to get that card to a higher level. So, while all cards will start at the levels mentioned above, if you own a card at a higher level, you can use that during the battle, but only if your team has chosen to upgrade it to a higher level. So what does that mean? Let's use Bounty Hunter Kyle, for example. Ironically, they use the same card that I just mentioned. So let's say player 1 owns a level 4 Bounty Hunter Kyle, and player 2 doesn't have Bounty Hunter Kyle unlocked yet at all. Player 1 may want to have spent all of their tokens or their bottle caps to upgrade the Bounty Hunter Kyle to level 3 or 4 in the war, so they can benefit from the higher leveled unit. However, even if your team upgrades Bounty Hunter Kyle to level 4, player 2 would still only get that card at level 2, which level 2 is the cap for people that don't own the card or the base stat for an epic card, as they don't have the card in that level in their own deck. This is where it will be important to discuss upgrading for your team, as you may not want to put all of your bottle caps into a Satan card to have it at level 3, when not everybody would have Satan maybe even unlocked at all, so they would only have it at level 1, or you're maybe the only person in the entire clan that has it to level 3, so you're the only one that could use that versus your other 49 people, because remember, a clan is made up of 50 total people in your roster, that the other 49 people isn't going to be able to use that card at all at the level that you can. So you get that advantage, but the rest of your team doesn't. That doesn't really benefit the team as a whole. So obviously upgrading cards is going to be a team effort as far as figuring out what people's card levels are and then basing that on that. So being part of a higher level team with a lot of higher level cards looks like it's going to be more beneficial for you, because remember, this example only shows Bounty Hunter Kyle level 4. You can upgrade a card to level 7. So if you have people that have level 5 legendary cards, you might be running against them in this Team Wars, so be wary of that. Now, there's not going to be the tier leveling system in the first Team Wars, so you might face, let's say, Dire Tire, which is one of the more elite teams, or one of the mercenary teams. You might face one of them with your, relatively new team of new up-and-coming players and just get trampled on in the first couple of Team Wars because we don't have this ranking system. So hopefully they implement this ranking system prior to Team Wars. Remember, we have a month to go before this. If not, this could be a very devastating Team Wars in the initial going because you might be facing some of the higher elite tiered players that all have high leveled cards, or whales if you want to go that route, and then your team may not have that, so you may just get the floor wiped with you by some of these high tier legendary cards that maybe you guys don't have. But again, we don't know what the roster is going to be for week 1 of Team Wars, but from what it sounds like, the roster will be the same for everybody, so we all have the same access to the cards, and then we just have to vote which deck we want to put together. So we may be facing mirror decks essentially as we go along in this. It's going to be very interesting to see if we play a lot of the same decks in 1v1 situation. The next phase will be the battle days. So remember, Saturday and Sunday, similar to the weekend event that goes on at the same time. This will be something that will be quite familiar to all of you. Here you'll be using the deck that your team has voted and upgraded on in the previous 2 phases. You'll be competing with players inside of the current bracket, but you won't necessarily be matchmaking with them. Matchmaking will try to match you up with players of the same league. So again, that hasn't been established yet, so that'll be interesting in the first phase possibly. And with similar team member counts. So if you are on a team that only has 30 people, you should hopefully be matched with people that also only have 30 people. We're going to see how that goes. If that's actually going to be something that's going to come to fruition, it'll be interesting to see. It may or may not happen. Obviously, only time will tell on that. For the battles, you'll fight until you have 3 wins or 3 losses, whichever comes first, and you'll receive a score similar to how you get a score after completing a challenge run, which will be added to your team's total score. Your teams will be rewarded based on where they're placed and their individual bracket, and those rewards will be vary depending on which league your team is in as well. Depending on how and your team finishes in the war, your team will earn or lose crowns, which may cause your team to move up to the next league for the following Team War of the following week, or move down to the previous league. All in all, Team Wars will be a fun new way in South Park Phone Destroyer, and we encourage teams to communicate and work together in order to achieve the best possible results. Team Wars will be coming to South Park Phone Destroyer in mid-January, like I mentioned earlier. Alright guys, so that's a lot of information to go over as far as with Team Wars. So a couple of questions that I have for Red Links, and maybe they'll answer this, whether they'll answer it on the Discord that I'm a part of, or on this video, or just questions that you guys have. Any questions you have on Team Wars, put it down below, because the community directors actually do read the comments from a lot of us content creators that are part of their program, so that is something that they will look into most likely. Or you can figure out a way to contact them directly, whether it's through live streams or other things like that, or on their other media platforms. That would be something I would suggest to do, because this is a lot of information. This is a big step for Red Links. This could be a big turning point in the game. And I know I've said that before here on the channel in a couple of other scenarios, but I think that this is something that we have really been working towards for a while, or has been told to us for a while now from Red Link saying Team Wars is coming, Team Wars is coming. Now we have a definitive date of its starting, which is going to be mid-January, which is still very vague slightly, but about a month off from now. But the big thing for me that's going to be the turning point of this game in all reality is server-side PvP. When that goes live, if it doesn't work out to the extent that we hope it does and fix some of the problems that we are having on a regular basis with glitches and bugs and different stuff within this game, then that could be the deem failure of this game altogether. And I hope that doesn't happen, because this is a great community. I love making content for this game. I know some of you have posted comments in my other videos for this game that you said you don't play South Park Phone Destroyer anymore because you're tired of certain aspects of the game. And I can disagree with you on some of the things that you guys have said, because there are things about this game that still frustrate me at times. I will admit to that. But all in all, I'd still enjoy this game immensely. I love playing it, and I love the community that is a part of this game for the most part. There are some people out there that are not my biggest fan, and I know that. But there are a lot of people that seem to enjoy what I do, and I continue to try to make good content for you guys specifically that enjoy this content that I do make. So again, I'm kind of interested to see if we're going to get tiers off the bat when Team Wars launches, like if they will take into account other weekend events. You could figure out a ranking system for the tiers before the event even goes live. You can look at the participation from your team throughout the course of weekend events to then put them in a scaling system to figure out, see which teams are the most active before this event goes live. To put them in tiers, I would assign your tiers initially, if you can do that, which I think you can by using the weekend events as an example. Then it's going to be what level rewards are we going to get, And then is it going to be more difficult for the newer teams or teams of relatively newer players to have any chance in these kind of events when you got some of these higher end teams that are going to have a lot of higher leveled cards that could just wipe the floor with these other things? And then how easy is it going to be for those higher end players based on their tier to just have level 7 legendaries possibly when you jump into this team war? So obviously your team is going to be very important now. It's going to be a big deterrent on the possible success or failure of this team war. I hope that this is a success for this game because I like new stuff coming out and I want this game to continue to grow, hopefully, and get to a competitive level. I've stated this multiple times. I would love this game to be in some kind of esports kind of venue. I think it's going to obviously take time. Most games have taken a couple of years to get to that level, and this game is only just over a year old now. But we'll see. Only time will tell again with all this stuff to see what Team Wars is able to bring for us. But hopefully it helps push forward to an esports style venue. But again, server-side PvP, I've stressed this multiple times in not only in this video but over the course of time. That's going to be the make or break for this game, in my opinion. They have to get that right. It has to work to the level that we need it to work for this game to be successful at the level that it hopefully can be, because this game is fun. There is a good fan base of it, and I want it to continue to grow. All right, we got Bright Moon Trigun, right? Bright Moon Trigun is going to help me out with match number 1 here. So let's see what we got going on. And I have a lot of flying units in this deck, guys. And the main reason for that was because I wanted to see how it would work. So let's get this alien drone out here and see what it looks like. Alright, so it drops the vacuum off first, obviously. We're going to have a ton of vacuums on the field here. And we're just going to see how well the vacuums work out. We're going to get Bounty Hunter Kyle in here to boost that damage as well. So the alien drone moves very slowly. That's a key thing to take into consideration. It doesn't move very fast. We're going to get... let's see what that's at. He attacked the alien drone, so the alien drone went down. But we're looking at the auto vacuum. Looking at the damage output it's doing here. Again, we've got all of this damage coming out. Here we got Terrace Mephisto here. I think we need Cupid Cartman to deal with that. I need Randy to stay alive for a little while longer. Okay, we got all these air units coming out here. They're going to poke away. Take down that first bar here from Bright Moon. We're going to lose our entire army, however, unfortunately. So we're going to have to start a secondary push here. Obviously, we're going to go with Osimo 4000 first, so we'll put him out here. I've got Mecha Timmy as well. Again, this is not the most ideal deck for friendly battles. It was also interesting that Bright Moon decided to take out... let's see, let's get Imtweak in here. I don't want Cupid Cartman doing anything. Or, I don't want Grand Wizard Cartman doing much of anything here. We're going to have to deal with Hermes Kenny. Almost got the second bar here. We didn't quite get it. Let's get Program staying out here. Let's get as much DPS as we can to help us deal with Grand Wizard Cartman. Okay, he cancels out Osimo. That's fine. Let's get Bounty Hunter Kyle out here again. He's going to get blown back. So you see the radius now of Grand Wizard Cartman. It is much, much higher. Which is interesting to see. Alright, we've got all this. We want to get the alien drone back out here. He's going to go and get Grand Wizard Cartman back out here as well. We got all the flying units up here. Hermes Kenny's going straight for the new kid. You get some defense there to stop as much of this push as we can. Okay, we've got all this. We still got all our flying units. They're going to get taken out. Grand Wizard Cartman definitely looking a lot stronger here, even at level 1. And that's going to be a good game. I don't think I can stop all that. Nice outfit. So, I don't know. I mean, again, I know this deck isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know. It was weird to see him cancel out Alien Drone right away. So let's at least hop into one more match here. Alright guys, we got one more match here against Mr. Ninth Army, one of my moderators here for when I do my live streams and stuff like that. So let's see what we can do here against Mr. Ninth Army. What is he going to play for me? He is not giving me any imp tweak chance, which is what I really wanted to lead off with, in all honesty. But we're all good here. Kind of want to lead off with imp tweak still. Here we go. Whoop. Let's get him out of here. Let's get Cupid Cartman out here to deal with Bounty Hunter Kyle. Cupid Cartman should kill him. There he goes. Alright, and he's still alive. He's still doing fine. We're going to need Osmo out here because we're probably going to lose 6-element Randy in the relatively near future. Cupid Cartman's still going a little strong here. He's going to move forward, but now he's going to be distracted by Zen, so good old Pope Tammy is going to deal with him very quickly, unfortunately. Alright, let's get Alien Drone out here. Try it out. There we go. The vacuum immediately comes out very quickly. I do like that the animation is fast on Alien Drone. I think that's nice. Always good to see. Let's freeze this all up. Let's hit him with the Enforcer Jimmy. And Ninth Army's going to hit me with the healing. And the weakness of this deck has been shown to its full effect here. I don't really know what to play. I don't really have a good card to play right now. So yeah, this deck is a colossal failure. But yeah, I still don't know how I feel about the card itself. I don't think the card is that fantastic anyways. Along with the fact that, again, this deck is not the best way to showcase it, but mostly just wanted to see with the multiple vacuums if it would do anything or not. And of course it really didn't. Who's M Tweet gonna move? And Cartman? We got Cupid Cartman. We got M Tweet coming. Force of Jimmy. Dog Poo's here. All of these amazing things here happening for us. Dog Poo's going to go down. We got all these flying units. Everyone's getting poisoned. We're going to stop Butters. We're going to keep going with all the flying swarm here. Take out Marcus. And do no damage to the good game. Well played. So yeah. What are you guys' thoughts of Alien Drone at level 2, guys? So it only summons one unit even at level 2. I don't know if at level 3 or beyond if it summons any more than that, but I guess only time will tell. Hopefully we'll be able to find out in the live stream that Red Links is going to be doing later today. But thank you guys for stopping by to today's episode. What do you guys think of Team Wars, of the new card, anything like that? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, my name is Druzy,